There you go.
All right, cool. Thanks, Mark. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you come through good.
All right, let me just get my screen up. All right, cool. All right, so before I begin, I just want to show you a couple charts here, and maybe if you guys can type into the chat window some guesses on what you think we're looking at. That's a pretty ugly looking chart, wouldn't you say? I wouldn't want to be trading it. I don't know about you, but that's not the kind of chart you want to see when you're trying to find something to trade. So gold today, yeah, I didn't look at that, but it could be. I'll let you know in a moment. Type in your guesses. I'm going to show you a couple more. Okay, here's another one.
Okay, that was the Russell. No, I'm kidding. I'm just reflecting my trades today.
Okay. Well, if you have any guesses, maybe put in the number and then the guess. So chart 1, guess, chart 2, and then this one, chart 3. I'm just going to show you these 3 charts, and then I'll tell you what they are in a moment. All 3 look totally different, don't they? Let's just take another look really quick.
I had some people, just so you know, one person said Iraqi dinar, another person said my equity count, somebody else was research in motion, the weekly S&P, gold, etc. So those were some of the guesses.
All right, interesting guesses. Wow, quite a diverse range. So, and 3 totally different looking charts, wouldn't you agree? Okay, so now we'll come back to that in a moment. First, I just kind of want to recap some of the major news events. Just really quickly, let's just look at 2011. We already know about the Arab Spring, of course, and naturally the Euro fiasco that's going on right now. But look at some of the other things you may have forgotten about. The Japanese disaster, death of bin Laden, droughts in Africa, a terrorism attack in Norway. How about all that violent unrest in London? That was pretty wild. And then, of course, I thought the contrast of putting the royal wedding right after that would be kind of interesting. The Occupy movement, of course, the big Strauss-Kahn sex scandal affecting the IMF. How about leadership change in North Korea? That's a biggie. Needless to say, the ongoing Iranian tensions, the Iraqi war came to an end, so they say. MF Global, Steve Jobs died. And how about poor Amy Whitehouse? I didn't put her on there, but that was kind of a shock. And then, of course, the phone hacking scandal in London. And how about market correlation? I mean, wasn't it kind of hard to make any money, parking your money anywhere in 2011? Seemed like all the markets just kind of moved lockstep, like they were all dance partners with each other. So there was really nowhere to put your money. I mean, we're kind of seeing a little bit of an uncoupling right now, or at least so it seems. We'll have to wait and see if that actually holds up. So, you know, a little refresher on 2011 helps you think about maybe what's coming up in 2012. The immediate past sometimes predicts the immediate future. So let's go back to chart number 1. Some of you were close with the S&P. That was the U.S. stock market, guys. That was a major part of the U.S. stock market. That was the NASDAQ on a weekly chart. You can see 2011, 2012, looking like it's testing the upper end of its range right now. But what we saw, it started out with this real interesting potential breakout move. Actually, it started dipping down, but then it went up. Usually when you have a head fake to one side, you expect the move to the upside to actually continue, but we ended up with that ugly expanding range kind of formation like we see in some day trade charts. Always scary to be mixed up in that because you never know when it's coming until after it's happened. And then, you know, you got this little flag kind of, here, I'll just show you, I already drew the lines right here. This looked like it was supposed to, you know, kind of like a bearish consolidation. It was going to break lower, and then the market zoomed up, and just a real mess, indicating so much uncertainty in the world and volatility. But if you think about it, there was some great day trading and short-term swing trading opportunities inside of these bars. But when you look at the big picture, it really tells a story, because you look back at the news events, look at the chart, and this reflects all the stuff that happened, all these crazy events. And so I'll just tell you one of my predictions for 2012 is that it's going to continue. I believe the stock market's going to go higher. I believe we're going to have a lot more volatility. It's an election year. Let's go to the second chart, though. The Euro-US. Look at where it started. Look at where it finished. I mean, talk about buy and hold, huh, Mark? I mean, it got you nowhere. So here's a picture of that if you were just, of course, buying the Euro-US, obviously. But interesting how it just kind of went nowhere. Went up, went down. This was a nice tradable market, though. The Euro-US with the 5-minute using our SST plan in the trade room was spectacular in 2011, and I predict it's going to be spectacular in 2012 as well. And then the final chart is crude oil. But look at where it started and look at where it finished. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? So we had some great trading in crude oil. Crude oil is going to continue to be a great day trade. That's an easy prediction to make. We've seen it now for, well, I've been actively involved with it for close to 2 years with the SST. I have got great confidence that we're going to continue to see more of the same. Other highlights for me and for us in the live trade room anyway, we did over 450 points with the Russell in 2010. We broke 500 points in 2011, and I predict we're going to have another 500-point run in 2012 using the exact same trade plan, not changing a single thing. I also think that you got to be very focused. I don't think you want to change very much. If you've got something that's working, double check it. If it ain't broke, you probably don't need to fix it. Stay with what's working. And if what you're doing isn't working, maybe you need to simplify things and just look at what is working. Look at what some of us are doing that's working and maybe start from there. There's a lot of other opportunities. The SST Pro is opening up a whole new world, obviously, of possibilities. A lot of members are starting to contribute trade plans, and I predict we're going to get a lot more of that this year. There's a lot of excitement, and I think we're all going to benefit as a membership by a lot of the member contributions, maybe more so in 2012 than we've seen in the past, and I'm looking forward to that. As far as my big off-the-wall predictions, I believe that Mel Brooks is going to influence the Mayan calendar, and they're going to discover some little artifact that actually should have had a couple more zeros in the date, just like the 10 Commandments was once 15 Commandments. Per Mel Brooks, I believe that the Mayan calendar will be the biggest non-event to ever grace our psyches. And I also believe that the U.S. dollar is going to continue to lose value against the Mexican peso. And that's it. That's what I got, guys. So I could probably talk more about this, but we've got a lot of people, and I don't want to steal anyone's thunder, so I'm going to pass it back to you, Mark.
Thank you, TJ. I have not analyzed at all the U.S. dollar against the peso. I feel so inadequate. I didn't realize you were spending so much of your time focusing on that.
Yeah, well, I have to keep my I got to look at the price of tortillas because I love Mexican food.
Yeah,
So.
you're looking at the big picture. That
Right.
reassures all of us. We appreciate that.